You guys. Britney Spears, Katy Perry, Carrie Underwood, Pink,
and Taylor Swift.
Just to name a few. Guess who's behind some of their most iconic looks? Marina Toybina. And guess who's joining me today for this very special Truly Julie episode on personal style? Yes, Marina Toybina. And folks, we talk about it all. Her 7 Emmy wins, and no big deal. We also talk about her upcoming masterclass for Masterclass, of course. We also discuss her becoming a judge on the upcoming Hulu competition series, Dress My Tour. And last but not least, she helps me answer a question that so many of you throw at me frequently, which is, how do I create and hone my own personal style? Get ready, y'all, because Marina's tangible tips are just...
Let's just get the street cred out of the way. How many Emmys have we won?
7.
God damn. How many nominations?
8.
Oh my God, that is the best, amazing batting record. So you think you can dance, Masked Singer, those are some of the bells and whistles. Are there projects that are just your favorite?
The last one, Beauty and the Beast, the 30th celebration was a big one for me. I'm not sure what I channeled in the moment of handling 2 kids and doing a big production and doing a music tour on the side. Everything I've ever learned, all my technical, all my communication went into that particular moment. And so that's a special one.
And I have been following your journey for many years. And to think all of this started with a random piece of clothing you designed for Britney Spears, crossing your fingers that it gets to her. And it, through different channels it does, and then she wears it, and then boom, here we are.
That boom, I think, happened over 20 years, but it's something that's definitely such an important part of just that hustle. And I know this sounds cliche, but not giving up.
You've also done a lot of personal styling. Can you name drop a little?
My field has always been in music, so when I first started out, I did a lot of styling on that side. I worked with Juliette Lewis, Carrie, I've done Britney, designed pieces and then styled for Pink, Katy. So it's been circulating on pop culture. Recently, 2 years ago, I collaborated with Gerard Way for My Chemical Romance, which was one of the most rewarding projects for me.
I want to touch upon the most common question I get asked when I do myself up and I'm out in the town. People say, "Oh, I love your style." And I don't necessarily take that as they think I look fancy or they think, I look cool. I take that as, oh, you have such a distinct way of expressing yourself. That's how I take it. And then the secondary question to that is, I wish, you could show me how to hone in my own personal style. I just thought no one better than you to answer that question, because it's a little more involved than just going out and shopping.
We have to first hone in as to who we are and kind of manage your closet, manage your appearance, manage the way you want to be seen or, be presented to the world based on what you do every day. It's about a lifestyle as to what their days look like, whether they're a comfortable person, whether they're a luxury person, all those things are lifestyle.
But what if someone was like, "Oh, but I'm just, we technically have a income paying job. I'm the primary parent. I'm the default parent. And, my days are busy, but it looks like me just doing carpool drop off, taking the kids to practices. And do I really need to be in something besides sweatpants?" What would you say to that person? Because at the end of the day, I actually think style matters the most for people who feel like they do all this invisible work. Why should you also feel invisible?
I have days where I don't feel my best, and that does become the comfort phase.
Yeah.
That does sweats and a t-shirt. But again, it all comes down to how you feel. It does come down to that first part of it, which is self-care, right? And what mental space are you in? do you have too much stuff in your closet where you just give up? You know, that's a
Yeah.
lot of it too. Some people like just hold on to their forever pieces,
Yeah.
and that's open that door and you shut it right away, and you're like, I'm gonna go to my easy go like
Yeah.
items, you know.
For me, it's almost like a dialogue in how I get dressed. The first piece of conversation I have with myself is, how am I feeling today? I dress based on mood. So if I'm feeling like super spunky, like because I'm going to be interviewing Marina Toybina, like I wear yellow, you know? But, you know, if I'm like on my period, probably like all black. Second piece of dialogue I think about is, what am I communicating to people the minute I walk into a room without actually opening my mouth, right? Like, what is my expression to the world? And if that's a day where I'm having a bunch of meetings, then you want something a little more power statement, right? But if I'm going to be with like my mom friends, you know, or my surf friends, I know that I can be more casual, right? So those are like the two driving forces of how I get dressed or how I show my personal style. Do you have some tangible tips? Like, what is the guiding light?
Really is understanding your routines.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I 100% agree with you. If I know I'm walking to the room where I am about to present myself and book a job, or I'm in an important meeting, or I'm representing a different part of my life that needs to have that stage presence, of course I know who I am. And of course, like based on my personal style, I'll dress the part.
Yeah.
Then again, it's having those moments where you realize when you can be laid back. And I also feel like right now we're in an interesting place where we're consumed with so much information as to like who we should be.
Yeah.
Rather than who you really are. You know, we're like taking in so much information with marketing and branding, and kudos to social media for, you know, promoting all this stuff. But at the same time, it's so hard, I think, for an average person to sit back and understand that rather than being moldable, that you need to then be able to be self-expressive and find out which avenues work for you. Finding brands on a budget, being able, you know, like I love thrifting. I do the most extravagant things for my work, but that's a part of me. It's not 100% who I am.
And we forget, like, it's your vibe that is the most, you know, foundation of the style, right? Like you walk into a room, shoulders back, head up high, shaking hands, making eye contact, smiling. That vibe is going to outdo any Chanel piece you're going to wear. Do you know what I mean?
Are you promoting yourself or are you promoting the brand?
Yeah.
You know, those are two different things.
Yeah.
Most of the time when we're looking at red carpets or music videos or things that we're just like obsessed with, right? And trying to figure out someone's style, they have support. There's, you know, a brand support, and then, you know, who is gonna get best dressed. There's a whole politics in the system that goes behind the things that we often admire. And that's very different from the reality.
High designer, beautifully made things I can appreciate. But I also don't like dressing head to toe in a designer label. Like I am about, you know, mixing and matching and going high and low, because that's how you show your personal style. Otherwise, you just rip the look from, like, you know, their campaign.
I think having appreciation for nice things, and again, it's a balance for some people. I do. But there's a lot of men and women out there that work extremely hard to where like having that expense once in a while or going after the things they love is 100% okay, and that's your keepsake. That does sometimes give you the pride and the confidence to be able to afford those pieces or include it in your wardrobe. But most of the time, I really think it's being able to live based on your means.
I think you could have the most amazing, stunning outfit on, but if you are wearing that heavy coat of burden because you are in debt, like that energy is gonna come off. But I also feel like ecologically, like I just have a different criteria of shopping now, where I think to myself, based on like just the fast fashion industry dumping all over our planet, okay, so this costs this, I can get it cheaper, but I think this is like better made. Will I wear this in 10 years? Will I wear this in 20 years? I mean, like I have an Alaya suit that I have whip out a few times a year that I've had for 18 years. And it looks like I bought it yesterday.
That's what I mean about those keepsake pieces. I think everybody has those moments, and some people are drawn to completely different things, right? Some people are like really fixated on their shoes. Some people are really excited about their jewelry. Some of the videos I've seen you do is like take one piece and style it 5 different ways.
Yes.
And I think a lot of that also comes down to taking that time to figure out what looks great on you. You have that one piece of clothing that you love, and let's, play with it. And I think like being part of your wardrobe should never go away. Again, my body type and my height, that I bought an oversized blazer. Okay, that's not just going to serve me as a blazer. I can belt it. I can wear it as a dress. I can figure out a thigh high with it. I can figure a stiletto, a flat. I feel like your personal style should be something you mix and match, play around, wear a dress as a t-shirt, back to a dress. You are your own recycled fashion moment.
Yeah.
And constantly have to go out and buy new things in order to feel brand new or in order to express yourself. And I think that's a conversation we're not having too often right now. And the more that we get comfortable in our own skin, and the more we get comfortable of how we express ourselves, it just changes the whole perspective of how we even look at fashion.
2 last questions. Your style icon.
Currently, like one of my favorites out there is Demi Moore. This is where I see where personal style transitions from an everyday life to having a stylist, to still transforming those looks into red carpet. I see comfort, I see confidence. Another one who I absolutely love is Michelle Williams. You right away get to see who this is in everyday life, who you get to see on a carpet. There's an elegance. Natalie Portman, same way. So I think it's like those women that really hone in into who they are, whether it's as mothers, as, entertainment figures, as business women, and you see that they transition night to day in exact same place, who they're like with their authentic self. And I love and respect that a lot.
And the second question is, what are you working on right now that we should, keep our ears and eyes peeled for?
A few things I cannot discuss, but I'm excited. I'm venturing into my own projects that I've been dreaming about for a very long time. So there's great partnerships and collaborations coming out. And currently I'm in talks to do another live and hopefully working on my masterclass courses.
All the career bells and whistles aside, my admiration for you is being a mother of 2 boys. I just feel like with all that's happening in our world, our most important conversation we should be having is how we raise our boys. And I think you're doing a bang-up job.
Even my own style after having my children evolves
and
pivots. And I think that's okay as well for a lot of people out there to remember that you're going to pivot. You're going to shift your wardrobe, and you're going to adapt and adjust to the life that you have. And that's okay.
Like, I have these super hot leather shorts that I wore at Burning Man. And I was like, should I let them go? It's still in the closet. Like, I don't know when I feel like I can whip that out, but, I just wasn't ready to part.
There's a part of us, like, we're evolving on so many different levels, but there's still a part of us that remains, like, 100% to who we were as teenagers, who we were as young adults, to being mothers. Like, I think that should never change.
No, I want my kids to know that I have an identity besides being their quesadilla maker. Like, I was in these Kate Moss hot leather shorts at Burning Man, okay?
I let my kids, like, see what world I live in. They look at my wardrobe, and exactly what you just said. It's also important to be that figure of example to where, even though they're 4 and 5, I let them express themselves. Okay. If there's days my kid wants to be in the craziest outfit ever, I support it 100%.
Will you pinky swear virtually here that when you are ready to discuss your big personal projects, you'll come back to Truly Julie and tell us all about it?
I would love to.
You see why I'm obsessed with her, right? She's so talented, busy AF, so accomplished, and yet so grounded. I'll link Marina's Instagram down below so that you can keep up to date on just when her masterclass drops. Also, when you can watch her upcoming reality competition series, Dress My Tour, on Hulu. Now, staying on the topic of fashion, I have a new brand obsession. Simon Miller. Voila, voila, da 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 da. Can you even see what's happening? I did not set up the lights to show off this dress. Let's just collect ourselves. Oh my God. You know the fits are good when I break my 2-year streak of not getting anything new. That's right, 2 years. For the how and why, click on the episode that you see on your screen. After you watch this one, of course. Now, one of my criteria on when it's okay to get new is when you know it's high quality and you know you're gonna wear it for years to come. The LA-based brand Simon Miller checked that box for me, and lucky me, I got to team up with their creative director, Chelsea Hansford, to whip up some winning looks for my trip to Austin. So stay tuned for that wild, wild ride. But for now, you know what to do. Hook a homegirl up. Love you.